Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Reality cannot be changed by feelings, my friends. Reality is as it is, which is the first F-16, as they like to say it, crashed during its first operation in Ukraine. So the first operation, to defend Ukraine on the 26th of August, during the first massive Russian missile and drone attack. There were about 235 missiles and drones launched in that day. I covered it yesterday, I think, where they said the F-16s were first involved in defending Ukraine. The first operation, the first F-16 downed. Now, why was it downed? Who did it? Who was the pilot? And the justification and the narrative building is on their way. So I have here about 15 articles about the same subject. I'm not going to read them, I'm just going to show you titles and we're going to discuss. Now, I said, and I think all the normal people who went not around the block one time, halfway, know that the weapons are not perfect, people are not perfect, they will be destroyed at one point. I personally did not expect the first operation, the first mission, you already lose, as of now, the first F-16 fighter jet. I said many times before, it's going to be downed, and the Russians said, and others will be downed like any other plane. But hey, now, let's start with these two narratives. What I think it happened, based on reality experience, and the other one is how these guys, if you were in their shoes, how they would spin it, what it happened with their plane. All right, so first, I think it just be the first narrative, or not narrative, let's put it this way, alternative hypothesis of why this, or the main one, let's put it, would be it was shot down by a Russian missile. The first one. It's a war, you got in the air, this guy shot you down. It doesn't mean that's the, how should I put it? It's just the one that would be the main one. The other one, what could it be? Well, maybe, I don't know, the pilot made an error, piloting error, human error. The other one, maybe the plane sucks, and it just, hey, boom, and I don't even have time to eject, or maybe it doesn't work, like the F-35s, or 50, whatever they are. Or maybe it was a friendly fire. All these things should be taken in consideration. Now, if you are at the receiving end, let's say, you are the Americans, and the Western world that needs to buy your old plane. F-16 is an old plane, designed in the late 1960s, and the first flight was, I think, in 1974. I know, updates, upgrades, and all that, but nevertheless, it's still there. It's 50-some years old. Anyway, and in technological years, that's different than in human years. So anyway, so that probably would be, I don't know, something that was built when the dinosaurs were alive. This is in the human years, let's put it this way. You can figure that out with the computers. Buy a computer today and find out in, I don't know, in 2 years how old your computer is, laptop. The same thing with that, that's technology. Okay, so let's say I am the Americans who provided this plane. They said, well, it's the best plane. It's not the best, it's one of the best planes, it's fantastic and so on, proven. We're going to give it to the Ukrainians, and the Ukrainians will use it and they will destroy the enemy's targets, and there will be something. Yeah, it would be something. Then you ask everybody else to buy your planes because they are so good. All right, so what narrative can you make it? Well, you can't make it that, you can say, well, the Russians destroy it, because that would prop the Russian military, right? Their defense systems, whatever. Then you can say, well, maybe it was a Ukrainian pilot's error. Well, you can go with that. You have to save the plane. You have to say the first one is the plane is fantastic. So everything else must to fit into place to prove that the airplane is fantastic. So the plane was not faulty, and nothing wrong with the plane. That could be pilot, human error, or a friendly fire. That is, the plane is fantastic. Keep buying it. The Russians cannot down it. It was downed by mistake. It just crashed, because that's the word they use over and over again. crashed, not shot down. Only one time they say shot down by whom? By our fantastic Patriots. So you see, our Patriots are so good that can hit the perfect plane. Not the Russians, we. So it's like you go to an interview and they ask you, can you tell me about your some past experience when you failed and what did you do? Well, that's for you to shine, not to take a shit on yourself. You have to say, yes, this is what happened, but this is what I did. And then from that, it's an opportunity for you to explain to everyone how fantastic you are by turning that in a success. The same here. They will turn this normal thing, not embarrassing thing, normal. Embarrassing is because these guys prompted like, oh my God, this is the best, and blah, 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 into being crashed in the first operation. And I suspect there's more than one, and it's going to be more than one. So you come and say, well, it was something else. It was our Patriot systems that destroyed it by mistake. See how good our Patriot systems are? So the baboons who operate the Patriot systems, those are the... But who are those? Anyway, we are, because we're good at it. So let's start with the articles. First one, The Independent. Please pay attention to how these guys create the crescendo from, Ukraine-Russia war, latest. Top Kiev pilot. You have to understand that it was Ukrainian. That's the first one. Not American or NATO pilot. Killed after F-16 crashes. Just crashed. Yeah, well, I think I'm going to crash. Boom. During mass airstrike by Putin forces. They couldn't really lie that it was, just a training or... No, during that. So what would that tell you? It just crashed during the mass airstrike. Accidents happen. That's true. Let's go. Next one. Ukrainian pilot. You have to understand that. You got to understand it's a Ukrainian pilot. Killed in first F-16 loss. Instead of just saying F-16 is no more, was downed, crashed. It didn't crash, it was downed by something. Because eventually with the last article that I have here to present, they will tell us what they really think about it. Exclusive, CNN. Top Ukrainian pilot, the third in a row, top Ukrainian pilot killed when US made F-16 fighter jet crashed. It just crashed. That's what it is. So it says a top Ukrainian pilot was killed when a US-made crashed on Monday, just weeks after long-awaited planes arrived in the country and the first operation when they were used. Next one, Russia Today. Ukraine loses first F-16. Loses because we don't know what happened. Crashed, destroyed. The US-made jet reportedly crashed, killing the Western-trained pilot. Well, we don't know who that guy is first. They're gonna give you a name, but I'm waiting. Next one. Russia Today. Ukraine confirms loss of first F-16. Western media had previously reported a fighter jet had crashed, citing anonymous sources. Ukraine General Staff has confirmed that a Western-supplied F-16 fighter jet has been lost, along with its pilot. That would be a good reporting way of introducing this, because Western supplied, that's true, F-16 fighter jet is true, has lost along with its pilot. These are not, you can deny these things. It's Western supplied, it's an F-16 jet, and it's lost because it's no more, we don't know why. And the pilot, we don't know who exactly is. Why don't we know who exactly is? Because these guys work on the narrative. They can't say it was Tom Jones. All right, or I don't know, James Brown. They can't say that. They will say, Yuri, Kolokowski. Let's make it a little bit Polish sound. Or I don't know, Koloshchuk. That would make you 100% Ukrainian. Oleksiy Koloshchuk, the pilot. All right, and that's it. No, they're working on it. We're gonna find out with time. Regardless what kind of thing the narrative these guys put forth, the fact is an F-16 was downed or lost during the missile strike of the Russian military. That tells you that next time it's going to happen, because it's going to happen again, what are they going to do? The same thing. Again, our Patriots destroyed our plane. That means you're baboons, aren't you? Smart weapons into smart people's hands. All right, next one. F-16 destroyed in crash in Ukraine on August 26. That was the first major attack on Ukraine lately with, as I said, 256 or 5 missiles and drones. Next one, Business Insider. Ukraine lost an F-16 and a top pilot after one of the fighter jets crashed while battling Russian missiles. And just crashed, just made a wrong turn. Is it possible? It's possible. It's possible. Next one, Ukrinform. It's our Ukrainians, obviously. We have the guy who, the pilot who allegedly was killed, the expert. Ukrainian pilot Oleksiy Mes, killed during Russia's massive airstrike. All right, this is the young pilot. On August 26th, pilot of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, Oleksiy Mes, was killed on combat duty while repulsing Russian massive missile attack. Okay, this is unbelievably coming from the Business Insider from the 29th at 9:15 p.m. He historically fought during a massive Russian missile and airstrike. Oleksiy shot down 3 cruise missiles and 1 strike UAV. All right. He saved countless Ukrainians from deadly Russian missiles, tragically at the cost of his own life. All right, now always make heroes, which they are heroes, but unfortunately they fight for the wrong side, I think. Ukrainska Pravda. US involved in investigation. No. US is involved in putting together the narrative. They will feed everybody else to fit the narrative that it was an accident. And the accident was not because of the faulty plane. No, yet. It was because of the, I don't know, maybe, you know what? Our best air defense systems shot even the F-16s down. See? I think that's what it is. Well, wait for it. And they can come with even smarter justifications than that. We will find out. That means we'll put together reasons. Ukraine Air Force commander on F-16 crash. Crash again. That's a crash. Ukraine says US experts in spinning the narrative are helping figure out why a Ukrainian F-16 crashed in the war with Russia. Now, you might say, Emil, come on, stop. I mean, you know, there's going to be an investigation, a commission, and they will objectively really want to find out what happened. It's true, that would be one, but they will not be what they will report to you. Their outcome, the conclusions will not be reported to you. This is the conclusion, whatever they would be. A Russian missile destroyed our plane, and then before that and before the news, when they're going to give it to you, is going to be changed from something else to something else. You'll see. So yeah, it's going to be a commission, but they will not tell you the findings. Now, if the findings really are because a baboon used the Patriot system to destroy it, that's a different story. But hey, can you defend a Patriot system? We'll find out. Pentagon comments, of course, on F-16 crash and friendly fire claims. Now we have it. Right. I would like to know, and I didn't see exactly where this guy was shot down, because you have to find out if Patriot systems are there, but you can't really find out where the Patriot systems are. So here, the top general staff confirmed the first loss. Now they confirm it on the 29th. Western aircraft that was used to repel a massive missile attack on drone attack on 26th of August, which was the largest since the start of the war in terms of the number of air targets. Russia launched 127 missiles and 109 strike drones, of which 102 missiles and 99 drones were shot down. During the air battle, the F-16 demonstrated the high effectiveness, got that? Using onboard weapons to shoot down 4 enemy cruise missiles. I thought it was 3 and something else, but never. The General Staff of the Armed Forces Ukraine reported. Didn't they say it was something else, like 3 and they said it was 3. Where are you, baby doll? Shot down 3 cruise missiles and 1 strike UAV. So they're lying. So Oleksiy shot down 3 cruise missiles and 1 strike UAV. And then we got this, guys. Where's that? Right here. Shoot down 4 enemy cruise missiles. That's a lie, right there, but it's okay. While approaching the next target, contact with one of the aircraft was lost due to what? Interference or something, but not because of the Russians. It was later determined that the aircraft had crashed and the pilot was killed. So it was 30-year-old Oleksiy Mes with the call sign Moonfish. Later, the Ukrainian Air Force confirmed, was killed on August 26. During the repulsion of the Russian missile strike, he destroyed 3 cruise missiles and 1 strike drone. So now they make it different. Okay, again, he saved this, he saved that. I would like to know where this airplane was destroyed. The actions of Papa following the moon that. I don't see it here. Earlier, this guy citing her information claimed the F-16 of pilot Papa was allegedly shot down by a Patriot air defense system due to lack of coordination between units. That means the coordination sucks. Right? This information has not been confirmed. Next one. Ukrainska Pravda. Ready? Friendly fire by Ukrainian air defense among lines of inquiry into F-16 fighter jet crashes. Correct. Could be and should be. Voice of America. Don't trust these guys. Look who's funding them. And then when you're going to find out it's governments, then forget about it. Ukraine's military command is considering different lines of inquiry into the F-16 fighter jet crash, including pilot error and friendly fire from Ukrainian air defenses. How about shutdown by the Russian missiles? No. You see, it's not even there. Not even there. I don't find here, probably if I looked, maybe in the first one here. It doesn't say where, but it doesn't really matter if that, because if it says where, you can look at it doesn't say. Could say, I mean, you don't want to say it because then these guys operate in that area and so on. Why? The Ukrainians do not have, I still have one more article. The Ukrainians don't have that many Patriot systems. And the Patriot systems have a certain radius, range of activity. You know, they can hit, I don't know, 50 miles around. They detect it with the radars and they can hit targets. So something like this. So you can't have them everywhere. You put them in the most important targets, or how to objectives. Let's put it Kiev, you got about 3, let's say, and 2 more in airfields where you have the F-16s and who knows what. But you don't have more than 5 at this point, as far as we know. So 5 cannot cover this. So if you say it was in that area, that means the Patriot system was over there. So the Russians could focus on that. So I'm assuming that's why they don't give you this information now. And even if they're going to give you the information, they would give you the information erroneously. So they, you know, throw you off a different line of where the Patriot system is. I think they're just building their narrative as we speak. Next one. Russia Today. Ukrainian MP claims F-16 was downed by Patriot. Okay, so MP says a lawmaker believes the military may be hiding the true causes of the incident. Ukrainian lawmaker Mariana Bezduglia. This is the one that said in this one here. I think that's what she said, that maybe it's a friendly fire. So now the Russians use this. Accused the military of trying to downplay the loss of the Western-supplied F-16 fighter jet, saying it may have been destroyed by friendly fire. According to my information, I'm quoting, the F-16 piloted by Alexei Moonfish Mess was hit by a Patriot anti-aircraft missile system due to discoordination between units, she said on Telegram. Oh, they're using Telegram? So, right there, by a Patriot system. Noting on Telegram, all officials' reports thus far insist he merely lost control. That's the narrative as of now. Because you can change it later. Lost control because of the Russian missile, lost control because of the American missile, about this missile, because this bird, because of that bee that stung his balls. I don't know. War is war. Such episodes are possible, correct. But a culture of lies leads to management systems anyway. So, this is war. War is war. And these guys will not say it was the Russian military abilities who destroyed the fantastic F-16. They will never say that. But remember, more F-16s will be downed. There's no doubt about it. Unless the American says, bring them back, the Russians can hit them like flies, like that. Bring them back. Don't put them in the, as the Brits told the Ukrainians, don't use the Bradleys. No, the Bradleys. The Bradleys? No, not the Bradley. What is the British tank? Can't remember it's Leopard 2, Leopard. The German. Don't use our tanks. I can't remember the name of the tank. Don't use our tanks in risky operations. Why? So they don't get destroyed? Exactly. So and anyway, they don't use them. So probably right now the Americans say, "Oh shit, don't use them." The Russians shot one down in the first mission. Now next will be shut down if they're gonna use them. I guarantee you that what normality, reality. That's the way it is. What are they gonna say? Each and every time will they say it was because of I don't know, the weather or something that will not implicate the error of or the faulty capabilities, technical capabilities of an F-16. That would be out. The F-16 will not falter. It's going to be excellent. It's going to be a human error by some baboons, nameless baboons, who then don't know what they're doing. But they're very good at destroying the Russian targets somehow. When they destroy like baboons, their own targets. My friends, please. This is just a narrative these guys put together. Look for the next incident and next and next. At one point you have to say it was shut down by the Russians. I don't know, maybe by a Russian airplane. Not necessarily by a missile. Let's see what this reason these guys put together already. According to Ukraine's General Staff, the fighter jet incident occurred when F-16s were deployed together with units of anti-aircraft missile forces to repel a coordinated Russian strike earlier this week. At some point, communication with one of the aircraft was lost. Okay, so this is friendly fire right there. And next, the last one is Ukrainian aviator on F-16 crash. Planes will fall, but mission remains. Correct, aviator. Planes will fall and the mission continues. Why? Till the last Ukrainian. They will use you, Ukrainian aviator, they will use you until you are no more. And then they will probably activate the Poles, the Baltic states, or the Romanians to get in straight by, I don't know, manufacturing a reason being we were attacked by the Russians. Therefore, we, as NATO, we have to put together our forces to repel the Russians. Why? I don't know, because the Russians look at us with one eye. Whatever justification they can use, the baboons will take it. Why? Because the media already prepared them. Russians evil, no justification for war, we good. Got that? Got that. So, what do I think happened? It was shot down by the Russians. Most likely. Do you have the evidence? No. But I can't ignore reality. You're in a war and some friendly fire. Not impossible. The first one is the most obvious. Remember, it's like you go to investigate something, like for instance, Nord Stream pipeline. Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2 pipelines. You're not going to go to, maybe it was, I don't know, some Martians came and destroyed. Yeah, could be some Martians coming down and destroy. Could be. Maybe 0.0001% of the whole thing. You go with the first one, which is the most obvious one. Well, you go to the people who said they will destroy it. Who were they? Biden and Miss, what's her name, Nuland, Victoria Nuland. Didn't they say is going to be no more if Russia attacks Ukraine? And is no more. So you're a prime suspect just from the very, very beginning. And they tell me about the sex plus one boat with a Polish guy, with a Ukrainian guy, and blah, blah, blah. Again, they go to the fifth narrative or alternative hypothesis instead of going and try to eliminate the first one, the most obvious one. Why would you do that? Because you want to ignore the first one. It's like you're having an investigation, you got all the alternative hypotheses, you got the main one, and the boss tells you, no, don't focus on the most obvious one. I mean, overwhelmingly obvious one. Go to the least possible one. What? Yeah, try that one, Emil. That's not how it works. And it doesn't work that way in investigations, my friends. All right, here it is. Thank you very much for being with me again today. More will come. More will come. You and I, we know this. If you don't, you haven't been around the block, not even halfway in the life experience. But you were, because you're here and it's minute, 24. So if you stayed with me so far, that means you know more will come. And the Russians will have their planes obviously destroyed, but they don't say about their best airplanes. They're over there on top, but don't create this living in America. No, remember, no. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.